didn't want to do it, but maybe my mistakes can help save you. These are the 5 most embarrassing moments from my first month in Japan. The 5 biggest times I felt like a doofus, an idiot, and it ramps up real quick. So look, we all do dumb things. We all have those moments, especially when the culture shock of a completely new culture comes into play. But I did my preparations. I thought I was gonna be good. But some things just can't be helped, right? So starting out with number 5. Okay, so Japan has famous conveyor belt sushi, right? So I went to one. The first one I went to, super simple, super straightforward. You order, your order comes, it stops right in front of you, you take it off, you click confirm, and it's gone. Amazing, right? Thought they were all like that because I only had went to one. So stop number 2, I was in Kyoto and I went to another conveyor belt sushi, but this time was a little different. The conveyor belt didn't stop. So you grabbed it off, or you missed it. So how they did it is you would have a number on your tablet or your seat. I was number 14. They put the sushi on top of a bowl that has your table number on it. You see your number come by, you pick it off, and it goes. So I ordered a lot of sushi at first, and it comes by, it has the number, and then it has an arrow for each plate after it. So the first bowl said 14, had my sushi. Next bowl had an arrow, had my sushi. Next bowl had an arrow, had my sushi, right? Which means all of these belong to 14. But then this is where it goes horribly wrong. It's time for round 2. Bop, 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 ordered more sushi. I'm waiting, it's coming by. I ordered 3 more sushis. I see 3 more plates coming by. The first one has number 14, and the next one has an arrow. That means it's mine. I ordered 3, there were 3 plates. Whap, whap, whap. As it goes by, I see the number 11 on it. So sure, whatever. What's the harm, right? Well, this is numerical order seating. So I'm 14, next to me is 15, 16, 17, and so on. So do you know where 11 was? 3 seats down that way. 3. The 2 next to me were empty, and then there was that dude. There's only one person who could have taken his sushi, and that was me. So I pulled it down. I quickly realized, okay, this is like a bluish color, and I didn't order that. So I quickly look up, and I see the 13 going, and I'm like, oh my god. And then me and the guy make eye contact. I made eye contact after I took his sushi, but I was too afraid to say anything. I didn't want him to be grossed out and be like, oh, hey, here, this is yours. I don't know. I don't know if it just went on my tab, if they counted the plates, I don't know what happened, dude. I was way too embarrassed to say anything. So I ate it. It was solid. It was good. I would have ordered again, but I don't know what I ate. But it wasn't quick. It was just like this. It was like that quick. We made eye contact. I immediately looked away because I had realized what I did. So yeah, number 5, most doofus moment was eyeballing someone else as I took their sushi. So that's pretty mild. But on to number 4. My 4th most embarrassing moment was kind of not a specific moment, but an accumulation of moments at the Fushimi Inari Shrine. You know, the famous one with all the orange things all in a row. Beautiful place, by the way. Highly recommend checking it out. But this is where some good advice comes in. Learn from me. Before you go to Japan, make sure to do a lot of walking nightly, daily. Go to the gym. Do whatever you need to. I go to the gym 5 times a week and I lift. But cardio, don't do it. That was a big mistake. First couple days was dying, right? I didn't go to this shrine until about 2 weeks in. And those 2 weeks didn't even prepare me for what had happened. So you're over here, you hear, there's all these steps. It's like a 2-hour hike, whatever. So you're just, walking, trucking. You're finding your way. Eventually you break off from some people. But I'm over here walking up these steps, dying. I mean, breath. And that was the day I was gonna propose. So I didn't even wear complete workout stuff. I was in jeans and this pattern thing, and it was hot. It was a chilly morning, but it was hot because you're walking up all these things. But what made it worse was non-stop just flying by you old Japanese couples. There will be a little family and they'll bring their grandma. Grandma? Wah, 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 wah. Grandpa? Wah, wah, wah. They're just walking up, not taking breaks. Me? Going up, dying. Going up, dying. I was the slow one. Getting lapped by grandmas and grandpas and anyone else. Kids, you name it. They were killing me. So please make sure to get in your steps prior to going because you're going to be walking a lot. Prepare for the shrine. But 10 of 10 would recommend definitely go. Watch out for spiders though. But alright, we are entering the top 3. 4 and 5, they're alright. General just, but not too crazy. It's not what you clicked the video for. The top 3, we're taking it to the next level. Starting with number 3. So I visited one of the scariest parks I have been to in my life. And it's not meant to be scary. The park includes Naruto, Godzilla, and Demon Slayer. I have an entire video about the horrors of Demon Slayer. It was fun, but oh my god, was it unnecessarily scary. I'm telling you, you've got to check that one out because But anyways, number 3 comes from the Godzilla zipline. You zipline straight into Godzilla's mouth. And I seen pictures, I see the daytime, I see the nighttime. I'm like, you know what? I think nighttime would be better. It just looks cooler and it's dark, so you can't see what's below you. Wrong. I would rather see trees below me because complete darkness, you're making up all kinds of stuff that could be down there. So that was scary as well. It was a Friday night at 6 p.m. I go way more into depth on the Demon Slayer specific video. It was a ghost town on a Friday night. I was already creeped out. And this was my first experience ever ziplining. So I was like, you know, I mean, I wasn't that scared, but the closer it came time to do it, the more, you know, kinda, I mean, do we have to do it? Do you really want to? I wouldn't be mad if we didn't do it, you know what I mean? So the 2 instructor ladies are very young Japanese girls. They look high school, maybe. Trusting these girls with my life to harness me up. It's a cool process. You get harnessed up, you know, all that good stuff, whatever. And then you go up onto the ladder. There's a platform you take off from. There's Godzilla's head. And there's a little staircase on the platform. There was about 5, 6 of us in total going on this zip line. And for some reason, I was in the very back. I was going last. I don't think I'd want to go first. Maybe second. But I didn't want to go last. 1, 2, whatever. They all go. And now I'm up there. And, you know, I'm a little nervous. Not gonna lie to you. And I'm getting strapped up. What you have to do is you're on stairs. On top of the stairs. And you gotta lean back. If you lean forward, you're going. Which is scary. But they hook you up right in the middle. And then you kind of start hanging like that. And let's just say my genitals were not in the correct spot. And so I got like immediately racked. And she's pulling me up. And my feet are starting to come up. But I'm like trying to stay down on this platform. I'm like, oh, and this little Asian girl's like, oh, what? I'm just like, she's like, understanding. She understood. But I think the most embarrassing part, not only, you know, am I freaking out over here and I can't communicate with her, but the worst part is while I'm trying to get adjusted, she's sitting there staring at me. Which is like, understand, because she has to help if something's wrong, but I'm just over there trying to, you know, get free, get loose, get some breathing space, and she's just locked in. And I'm freaking out. I don't want to go. It's dark. It's a ghost town. My fiance went first. Who knows if she made it to the other side? I don't care at that point. And I'm just dying over here. I don't want to go anymore. And she's just watching me, and I'm just hanging there, feeling vulnerable. I end up getting situated. I go. It was extremely scary. I probably wouldn't. I might do it again. I don't know. I go. I slam at the end. And the rest was history. Turning the knob up again. This is my second most embarrassing doofus moment. And these last 2 are the good ones. Gosh, I was moving around so much. Okay. So it was my second day in Japan. And now that I think of it, number 2 and number 1 slots both come from my second day in Japan. So we started the day off at a fish market, spent some time there, went around, got some food, and we really just kind of burned in the morning until we went to Team Lab Tokyo. I'm sure you heard of it. It's a cool exhibit with all these different rooms and great photo ops. You got the LED room, and you got the like alien space nuggets, along with some other cool things. Well, in this event, you're walking through water and doing stuff like that, so you gotta take off your shoes and socks, pants, whatever, which is fine. Progressing through, had a great time. It was fun. First room, knocked it out. Second room, knocked it out. Third room, chilled out a little bit. But the fourth room, is where it goes down. Again, you're barefoot for most of it because you're walking through the water. But then the Space Nuggets, room number 4, they give you some slippers to put on to go outside to look at the Space Nuggets. So I walk over, I grab a pair, I throw them down, you know, put the dogs in them, and then I'm walking outside. It's cool. Dude comes over, says, hey, push the nugget and it makes some noise, and I did that. And, you know, that's cool. So on my left is the Space Nuggets. On the right is a mirror. My fiance is taking a video, so I'm like, okay, let me look for this video too. And that's where it happens. I'm just gonna roll the clip. Did you miss it? Let me show you one more time in slow motion. Oh, right there, baby. Gave it a full scorpion. My dogs licked the floor. They're sniffing. They're hunting. They're getting a taste of that sweet pavement, baby. I completely obliterated this sandal. I don't know what happened. I didn't pick up my foot enough. Something happened. Front went down, and I completely pancaked it over. Every step I took after that, it was just like this. I'd come up and it was just dangling. I'd come up and it was just dangling. That was so embarrassing. Not to mention, if you didn't already look, check out the tan line that your boy got. I was exposed the entire time. I typically wear socks, as you can see, too often. And I took them off, exposed the tan line to everybody, and then I absolutely destroy the sandal. I'm having to like kick more whenever I'm walking because it's just dangling, so I have to kick to pop it up so I can land, and then it comes up, I have to kick, pop it up, and land. That was embarrassing and a little ridiculous. And then afterwards, you have to take them off. You give it to them so they can disinfect it so more people can wear them. And I told absolutely nobody. I slid them bad boys in and was out of there on my way to the 5th room because I wasn't about to own up to that. You think I'm about to pay them for these slippers? I don't know what happened, but I want to give my honorable mentions that didn't make the list, including the absolute terror and fear that I felt going to the Demon Slayer attraction. Didn't make the list because nobody knew about it but me, my fiance, but feel dumb. One to my fiance for thinking that the Starbucks notes were handwritten for her as a nice gesture from the Japanese people who didn't speak English. Getting into the wrong line at the fireworks festival, I got into the line where you needed a physical ticket to get through the ticket machine. I didn't have a physical ticket, I had a Passmo, and there was a horde of people going through. That's a whole story. I got all the way to the front, realized I was in the wrong line, turned around, and just faced a mob pushing me, and I had to push back through. Felt dumb. Me trying to open up my door of the cab and the cab driver freaking out because you're not supposed to do that. They click a button and it opens automatically, saves from the germs. And overall just looking like an idiot in some situation for not knowing Japanese, which perfectly goes in to my number 1 doofus moment. But a side note, you actually don't need to know Japanese. You might get embarrassed a few times, but if you don't know Japanese, don't let that keep you from going to Japan. You absolutely can. I did it. I knew no Japanese, and I actually made 0 reservations on anything. I just went up and went. It's very, very easy to go. Make sure to subscribe for more information on that and for all things anime in Japan. But okay, here we are. The number 1 absolute most embarrassing moment from my first month in Japan. Doofus mode 1000. This makes all the other 4 embarrassing things look like child's play. And that happened on the same day, right before the 2nd, at the fish market. We see a matcha shop. My girl loves matcha, everything matcha. After this Japan trip, your boy loves matcha too. She put me on. It's absolutely everywhere. We go in, we're looking around, and we see a sign for soft serve matcha flavor. It's green. It looked amazing. So we were super curious. We're like, all right, let's try it out. There's a Japanese lady running this shop, and I go in and I say, you know, hey, can I get a matcha ice cream? She says, okay, okay. And then she kind of signals me to go around. She's Japanese. She doesn't know English. I'm a foreigner, and I don't know Japanese. Zero. I'm at the front of the shop. Ice cream dispenser's in the back of the shop. She tells me to go around, so I pop in, pop around, I go around. As I'm going around, there's a column, and I lose her. I don't know where she's gone. So I'm looking around, and wow, there she is, back of the shop. I walk on over, and I see my ice cream sitting there, waiting on me, looking delicious. And I say, oh great. She's waiting at the register. I pay. Give that to her, grab my ice cream, I'm about to dip. And then she just starts freaking out. She's like, oh, no. What? You know, like I'm freaking out because she's freaking out and we can't communicate back and forth, and she starts tapping down to put it down. And I'm like, what did I do? Coming in, you know that the Japanese are all about respect and all of that. And that was like my biggest fear when going to Japan. You gotta be respectful. You need to look up how to be respectful. What are the small things? Putting the money down, letting it go. How do I say thank you, etc. And day 2, I ruined it. I blew it. I had no clue what I did wrong. I was like, I put the money down, she took it, she bowed, she said thank you whenever I paid, everything. What's going on? And so I'm freaking out. I'm like, okay, and I put it back down. So there's like a little metal stand. I put the cone back in the metal stand, and I back away like, okay, like what? And then she's like, oh, okay, thank you. And she walks away. So I'm just watching her. She goes over, she pulls a new cone, starts pouring up another one. I'm like, okay. She comes back over, she hands me the ice cream and says, you know, thank you. And I'm like, thank you. And as I take this ice cream, I look down at the other ice cream. It was fake. It was a fake plastic ice cream cone with fake plastic ice cream in it. It wasn't even cold. I don't know what I was doing. It was fake food to advertise their freaking ice cream. If you go to Japan, all in the windows, you'll see an example of what all the shops sell. If it's a ramen shop, they'll have lots of ramen bowls, and they are just very, very high quality fake foods that you put out there, so you don't have to put real food. I picked up the freaking display. I'm such a doofus. A dummy doofus. So I'm like, oh my god, that's what it was. Dumbest moment of my life. I'm walking out to greet my fiance, and I'm just like, do I tell her? Usually I tell her everything because it's fun to laugh, but this was such a dumb moment. The Japanese lady was just trying to save me. She's like, hey, doofus, you picked up the plastic freaking ice cream. I don't want you to leave with my display. Like, you're about to walk out with a plastic fake toy ice cream. You know she told everybody. I know she did.
She's like, no.
Gained the courage to tell my fiance, and she laughed at me non-stop. So before you grab something, make sure that it's real and not plastic and phony so you don't look dumb. Let me know your embarrassing stories in the comments to make me feel better, please.